Back at my cabin. It's a long weekend. It's been 3 weeks since I was here last, and my dock floated away. And now I'm here to retrieve the dock, fix my water line, install the internet, and a few other tasks. I brought a new hose connection for my water line because the other one wasn't working. It was still leaking. So I ordered these two tri-clamp to 1/4 inch fittings on Amazon. And then I've got an assortment of bolts for the dock. And with all these clamps and seals, I should be able to make that water line work and keep the dock from floating away. I also brought this old pipe. So it's just a regular pipe with tri-clamp fittings on it, and then it has a bicycle pump attachment. And I brought my bicycle pump. I can take that bicycle pump fitting and I can use it to pressurize the line and see if there's any leaks. And if there's no air leaking, then there should be no water leaking, and then we will be good to go. Last time I didn't have the proper fitting, so I was attaching this drill chuck directly to the bolt. That's not what you want to do. The difference between this weekend and 3 weeks ago is the flies. There's black flies and mosquitoes like crazy. So it's going to be a little bit annoying to do this stuff. I also need to go bug my neighbor. I'm going to help him put his dock in so that he can put his boat in so that he can go get my dock for me. That's the plan. He doesn't know that, but he's a fair dude and he'll probably help me out. Another thing to note is that the birds are going wild. There's a lot of yellow throats right now, which is cool. This is the first place I ever heard them before. When we bought the cabin 5 years ago. It feels nice to wake up to a known birds. Feels familiar. The water's definitely not as cold, which is a huge plus, but the bugs are crazy. So I'm gonna pull this fitting out and put in my stainless steel fitting, and everything's gonna be perfect. Doesn't fit. So I found that the union I made last week was kind of cross-threaded, so I fixed it. I'm gonna try and just use that one. Just randomly beside my cabin, there's a baby snapping turtle. Not a good spot for you, buddy. So we're sitting at 10 psi. I'm gonna go check for bubbles. Believe it or not, there's another baby snapping turtle. How do I keep finding these things? There's no bubbles coming out of the water line, which is very promising. So I'm gonna start dumping some water in it. So I've got a leak somewhere. It's holding pressure a little bit, but it could be anywhere. It could be the bike connection. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I'll just depressurize it and see if I can get water to hold in it. The next test will be once I get the pump running. If the pump pressurizes and then depressurizes and keeps kicking on, then I'll know there's a leak somewhere. I had to come inside. There's a bit of a storm, and I got all my lights on. I'm worried the power's going to go out. The pump is struggling to prime. I'm not entirely sure why. So I gotta wait for the storm to pass to finish figuring it out. So I just got my water working, and then the union that I made blew apart and dumped all of my pressure tank into the lake. So now I'm trying to figure out what the hell else to do. And I was searching around the shed looking for fittings, and I found an irrigation union that the previous owner had. That is pretty much exactly what I need. How the did I not know this was here? So I'm going to try and install that. It just finished storming. I'm going to go back in the lake and see if I can get my water line hooked up, reprimed, and ready to go. I installed that piping union down on the lake. It seems to be holding perfectly. My pump is sitting at 35 psi. Now my problem is that I didn't plumb a valve in to my water line. It splits and runs to my garden hose, and then the other way it goes to my cabin. And the one that goes to my cabin is goes through a filter system with a UV light. There's a 2-stage filter and then a UV light with a brand new UV bulb. The problem is now that I can't get the water to go through there because it's dumping out under the cabin. So I have to go under the cabin and figure out why there's a hole. Shallow and dirty. And there's a bunny, apparently. It's a big one. I don't want to climb under my cabin, so I got to pull off this panel here. I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to go under from this corner and fix the water line. So at some point I had a plug on that. Sometimes I forget what I did, but here's what I did. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Just got some old spray foam on it, so I just wanted to clean that off so it makes a clean connection. I'm going to go turn the water on, and it should come out of this garden hose. Now I'm going to open the water to the cabin and prime all the lines. So the hot water is now on. I flick the breaker and that should start heating up pretty soon. I've got the water closed so it can't leave the hot water tank, but it can fill. So I'm just going to let that happen. This is the hot water. Have to fill the tank up. So we got to purge the air out of the tank. So I'm going to get my dock now. My neighbor Jim's going to take me out in his boat, and we're going to retrieve that and bring it back and bolt it in. So hopefully I don't screw that up. I was going to have a shower last night, but my hot water tank tripped, so I had no hot water, and it was pouring rain, so I waited till this morning and reset it, so I got hot water now. Probably have a shower. I sawed up some tree this morning. I got a bit more cutting to do, just using a little electric chainsaw, so it's taking me a minute. back.
You okay there, Patrick?
I dropped the bracket in the lake, but I just got it.
You managed to get it?
Yeah, I don't know how, but I scooped it up with the rake. I'm just gonna lock up the cabin for the day. I've got the water working. I've got the dock in. I've got the internet connection. I got the tree sawed up, and I got the dishes done. So I'm gonna go home and play with my kids. So I got back to the cabin about midnight last night, and I honestly can't believe it, but my dock is gone again, which is fucking crazy. Oh my god. So it's 5 in the morning, and I'm gonna take my canoe out because it's pretty glassy out on the lake, and I'm gonna try and pull it back. I've got a load of firewood coming this morning, so I kind of need to be here. So I'm going to try and see if I can find it and get it pulled back right now. Feels pretty impossible. I'm going to give it a try though. I'm just going to go the same direction I went before and hope for the best. I've got a couple hours before the wind starts to pick up, so it only takes an hour or two to paddle this whole lake. So I should be able to find it at the very least. But I do have renters here in 2 days. Not having a dock is a bit of a problem, so I need to solve that. See it right there. No bolts. Bolts are gone. Well, it's a beautiful morning for a paddle, so this is kind of nice. This mist is wonderful to look at. It's not windy. I feel like we've already gone 5 meters, so we're doing a good job. Sake. Pretty slow going. I switched to my whitewater paddle because it moves a little bit more water, but it's a bit jerky. Paddling. I think it's about 4 degrees out right now. It got quite cold overnight. Had to light a fire last night. I'm basically just here today to put away firewood, do some last minute repairs, and clean. Oh, there's my alarm going off. 6 o'clock. I couldn't sleep anyway. I just dreamt about getting the dock, about swimming with it, about paddling it. Just There's one bolt in there. Back home safe and sound. I feel immensely relieved. The sun is coming up. Sunrise is at 6:05 apparently. Went to the hardware store and got some new hardware again. This time I got the appropriate locking pins. If I had to explain how much of a pain in the ass this dock has been in my life, it is a big pain in the ass.
We don't touch the camera. No, we don't touch the camera. You gotta leave it down here. You could do some serious harm. Okay, the game is upstairs, and we gotta go upstairs. Sam, I gotta take it away from you.
No, Mama, let me leave it. I'm putting it down. I got it down. Mama.
Zen, okay, I gotta figure out how to turn it off.